The Fulton County Courthouse hummed with routine that morning in Atlanta, May 2025. Sunlight warmed the red bricks outside, but inside courtroom 3, a storm brewed. Judge Ayanna Williams, a black woman with a gaze like tempered steel, took the bench. Her black robe flowed, a symbol of authority earned through years of battling a system that often resisted her presence. Across the room sat Officer Jonathan Bryant, a white cop with a smirk that said he owned the law. His record, 4 excessive force cases, 2 racially charged incidents, had never touched him. Witnesses vanished, reports dissolved, and the system shielded him like armor. Today's case was a civil suit, a black teenager assaulted by Bryant at a gas station, captured on video. No criminal charges, just a victim seeking dignity. Ayanna knew this wasn't just a trial. It was a chance to crack the system's facade. As she opened the file, Bryant's eyes locked on hers, his smile taunting. A black woman thinks she can judge me, he'd once sneered at a private dinner. Now, that contempt radiated from his slouched posture, his casual pen twirling, his mocking nods as evidence piled up. Surveillance footage, bruised faces, screams. Then, it snapped. Ayanna's question cut through. Why have 6 prior complaints against you never led to discipline? Bryant's jaw clenched. The room held its breath. He stood, chair crashing, and charged the bench. No one moved fast enough. His fist slammed. Into Ayanna's face, blood spraying the tiles. Chaos erupted. Screams, scrambling bailiffs, flickering cameras. But Ayanna didn't fall. Gripping the bench, she rose, blood streaking her cheek, and spoke, calm as a guillotine. Detain him. Keep the cameras rolling. The world watched a black judge, battered but unbroken, command a courtroom where justice had just been struck. This wasn't just an assault. It was a declaration of war against a system that had protected men like Bryant for too long. Ayanna's bruise faded, but the system's shadow grew darker. She returned to work, ignoring calls for leave. The courthouse, once her sanctuary, turned cold. Colleagues avoided her, their nods stiff, their excuses thin. You're breaking an unspoken rule, a senior judge whispered. Friends drifted away, even her bridesmaid citing sensitivity. Only Lena, her quiet clerk, and Zara, her 12-year-old daughter, stayed close. Zara's gentle shoulder rubs became Ayanna's anchor, a reminder of why she couldn't quit. Behind closed doors, the system fought back. Ada Marcus Hale, once an ally, stalled Bryant's prosecution. Documents sat unsigned, subpoenas vanished, and meetings dissolved into emergencies. Ayanna confronted him, her voice sharp. This isn't a stolen car case. It's an attack, on a judge, on camera. Marcus averted his eyes, muttering about complexities and protection. Her heart sank, not from fear, but from betrayal. The man who'd once fought beside her was now a cog in the machine. Then, the threats began. An anonymous text. You think surviving one punch is enough? Look behind you. Her bank account locked, citing unfamiliar logins. Emails from fake accounts dredged up her 2019 acquittal of a cop, twisting it into bias. Worst of all, a photo of Zara at school, captioned, "Beautiful, just like her mother." Ayanna's blood ran cold. This wasn't just about her. It was about breaking her spirit, her family, her resolve. She installed cameras, hired security, but knew the real fight was against a network that thrived in silence. Ayanna refused to bend. She dug into the system's archives, uncovering a 2017 case. Elijah Turner, a black teacher beaten by Bryant during a traffic stop. Video evidence, witnesses, medical reports, all dismissed for insufficient evidence. The pattern was clear. Complaints filed, cases buried, names like Marcus Hale signing off. At a meeting, she overheard a judge mutter, "If Bryant's still protected like in 2017, this'll get buried too." The word protected burned in her mind. When the courthouse claimed the courtroom footage of Bryant's attack was lost to a hard drive failure, Ayanna's suspicions hardened. But Lena, the unassuming clerk, had acted alone. backing up the video before it could vanish. She sent it to 3 newsrooms, unedited, with a note. Let the public see it as it happened. Hours later, a Chicago paper released the clip. The internet exploded. Ayanna attacked trended globally. The truth, raw and undeniable, shattered the system's veil. Ayanna's office became a war room. She and Lena sifted through dormant files, finding 8 victims of Bryant's violence silenced by the system. Ayanna visited them, not as a judge, but as a woman who'd bled for justice. They agreed to testify. The hearing wasn't just a trial, it was a reckoning. Raymond Ellis, a factory worker, spoke of losing his home after Bryant's assault. Maya Jordan, voice hoarse from screaming in a cruiser, wept as her pain was finally heard. Each story carved away at the myth of Bryant. As a bad apple, he was the system's blade, wielded with precision. The federal trial of Jonathan Bryant wasn't just about a punch. It was about 2 decades of silence. Ayanna took the stand, not as a judge, but as a daughter. She held a 2004 denial of compensation for her father, Isaiah Carter, beaten by Bryant in 2003 for suspicious behavior. Her voice was steady. I'm here to talk about what the system failed to do for 20 years. She recounted her family's pain, the law's indifference, and the erased records that protected Bryant. Witnesses followed. Victims, a retired officer, admitting to falsified reports, emails from Hale ordering protection for Bryant. Ayanna's words to the jury were a scalpel. We're not trying a man. We're trying a system that decided some voices don't deserve protection. The courtroom was silent, not with apathy, but with awe at a truth too long buried. Bryant unraveled. He screamed, pointing at Ayanna. She's a snake. I did what they told me. His outburst wasn't defiance. It was confession. His attorney packed up, allies slipped out, and the system's cracks widened. Outside, crowds held signs. Truth doesn't need protection. The trial had become a mirror, forcing the system to see its rot. Then, Bryant talked. In an FBI room, he named names. Hale, a deputy secretary, a network of quiet deals. The Justice Department launched Operation Mirror, probing systemic abuse. Hale was arrested, servers sealed, judges subpoenaed. Ayanna, summoned as a witness, told the FBI, "They've lived in the dark too long. Let's see them in the light." The verdict came on a packed day in Atlanta's federal courthouse. Bryant, head bowed, heard his fate. 15 years, no parole. For 10, benefits revoked. No cheers followed, just a heavy silence OA release. As he was cuffed, Ayanna watched, not with triumph, but with resolve. Outside, crowds chanted justice as cameras flashed. Her words to the press were simple. Justice isn't punishment. It's the truth no longer whispering to survive. Ayanna didn't celebrate. She took Zara for breakfast, declining awards and interviews. To Zara's question, "We won, right?" she replied, "No, baby. Justice just opened its eyes." Back at work, she drafted reforms with young judges, knowing the fight was far from over. Victims still waited, convictions lingered, and children like Zara faced a world where skin could mark them. That night, alone, Ayanna replayed the courtroom video. Not Bryant's fall, but her rise, bloodied but unbowed. That moment, when she refused to fall, sparked everything. She messaged Lena, "Tomorrow we start the Independent Prosecution Act." The story wasn't over. Justice, if real, never ends. This is a call to stand, to speak, to refuse silence. Have you ever been underestimated? Only to prove them wrong. Share this story. Let it remind us, even the smallest crack can bring down a wall of injustice.